Good morning. Welcome to Tip Off. Sorry to see that the Cougars fell last night. I will admit I did not watch a great deal of it. I was glued to Linsanity for the first part of the night, and then doing some other things. But clear the Hartzog injury hurts them. Dave Rose just does such an unbelievably great job uh, with that program and where it's going. Gonzaga is such a great site. That was a cool college basketball atmosphere, exclusive college basketball atmosphere. I think you all know I'm not a huge college basketball fan, but what I think college basketball has is they have those exclusive atmospheres that you don't get in the NBA. And the Kennel has that. The Marriott Center has a cool one just in the magnitude of size that's unique to the Marriott Center. But the Kennel does feel like you've just been closed into a small little cage. So sorry to see that. They're going to have to win the. It looks like from my conversations with Greg, they're going to have to win the WCC tournament to make the tournament, and that's too bad because well, that's a team just with Brandon Davies that in the way I thought he could have progressed, which I don't think he quite has. Could have made the tournament, and then just the work Dave's done. I think it's a little bit step back. If in your first year of the WCC, you don't make the tournament. All right, a lot of things to talk. Well, not a lot of things actually. I'm going to keep this short. Kevin O'Connor and I are scheduled to talk this morning, so that podcast will be up this afternoon. We did a vocal yesterday. We have a Jeff Hornacek podcast for you. We're kind of loaded with stuff, so I don't want to go too long today. There's only so many minutes of the day I expect you to actually listen to our podcast. Again, thanks to Bill Lee. The brand new Locked On Jazz site is up. If I'm assuming you've checked it out, but if you haven't, please let us know. The categories to the right-hand side should be great. Um, Hopefully you'll really dig that. And please, we're still tinkering. We kind of put it up as the first version. There's a lot of visions of where we're going from here and how we're doing things and how this is going to grow and how it becomes a larger part of Jazz Nation. Now, whether all of those visions happen, we've had these brainstorming sessions, and I have a vision of where I think it goes and how you get more involved and things of that sort. So please, please keep up to date on all of that. I want to before we go any further, I gotta send a congratulations and a shout out to I don't know, either my old comrades on 1320 Fan or my current comrades. I'm so tight with DJ and PK and Scotty and Ben and Tony and Alem and those guys from all of our bowler and all our time together. I feel like I must give them. They're my comrades still, but I want to just. I don't know if I'm supposed to talk about this, but I just want to give a shout out to them. The ratings for January just came out, and the morning show just throttled the rest of the market. And I just couldn't be prouder of just how hard it is, knowing them as I do, for what DJ and PK have done to be able um, to maintain that level of excellence for about 10 years now. I'm not going to give you specific numbers I have, but just to give you an idea, they have over 50% of the market. And then Scotty G did the same thing in the afternoon in January with me and Bowler. And it's nice to on a radio station that I built starting in 1996 and took to number one along the way in probably 98 and returned it there again. It was awfully nice to end on top. So really, I just wanted more of a tip of the hat to Scotty, who I thought did a fabulous job hosting a show when Bowler and I were inconsistently on, and a very difficult situation for Scotty. I think he's just he's a fabulous pro, emerging beautifully in both roles as program director and an afternoon drive host, and then DJ and PK are kind of the gold standard of radio in Utah. So congratulations. And Bags just continues to do great things. Jazz Bags for me has become, it's funny. I've built Empty the Noggin and all these other things. Jazz Bags for me has become what I was hoping Empty the Noggin would be for you and all those kind of things. So I congratulate him as well. All right, let's get to a bunch of things. I got to get something off my chest. See, that was all the happy stuff. Now there's the thing I got to get off my chest. All right. If you want me to forever see your Twitter avatar, your Facebook page, your email address, and think to myself, what an idiot, send me something that says, why isn't Kevin O'Connor doing anything? Are you flipping kidding me? Are you kidding me? See, now you can do it. Actually, I'll think you're really funny. If you send it to me today, I'm going to laugh and forever know that you're in, that you're one of the guys that's in. Put a little note there somewhere like that tells me that this is kind of a joke that you're sending this to me. And actually, see how many of your idiot friends react. Go ahead on Twitter. Send it to @LockedOnSports. Put a little mark. Put like a little star or something so I know that you're full of crap so I don't think you're an idiot. And see how many of your idiot friends react. Let me make sure I got this right. Every rumor in the two trade deadlines ago, there's no idea that we're going to make a deal at the last second. We trade Ronnie Brewer for a draft pick, which you end up using to go get Al Jefferson. But there was no talk of it when we pulled that move off. There's all the talk about whether Al Jefferson's going to go to Dallas or there was Denver, I think it was. And then Kevin O'Connor trades for Al Jefferson. There's all the trade about Carmelo in New Jersey, New York, and then Kevin O'Connor trades Deron Williams. And there were no rumors about any of them. So if there's ever a moment in time where it should become perfectly clear that the idea that somehow whether there are rumors involving our team correlates to whether Kevin O'Connor is working or not, needs to get out, needs to just go away, this is the time. Like nothing could be more obvious that this guy is working every angle, every moment, going after every angle, every moment, and then pulls triggers and does it in a setting where rumors are not involved. It's very clear we were involved in the Andre Karolinko stuff. When all those other big rumors were involved, that's because other people leaked it. But the idea that I'm still getting from people, why doesn't O'Connor do anything? This is B crap. You know, why can't he do anything about it? Really? I mean, you either are just the most impatient soul on earth, you just need something to bitch about, or you're just an idiot. So, none of you would do that, of course. Hopefully you haven't. Therefore, I will suggest that you now do it as a little joke. We'll play a joke on all of our friends today. See, we have such a nice niche community, this Locked On Jazz community. We can now just start playing jokes on people. You know, the other thing we could do, because there's some idiots out there that are in radio, we could like start sending, we could all make up a trade rumor on this and then send it to them and see how long it was before they mentioned it on the air. But the problem is most of them listen to this, so that doesn't always work. All right. Oh, that was a cheap shot. I don't have a lot to talk about today, so I'm doing cheap shots. Did you watch the Heat last night? If you did not watch the Heat last night, they are going to win the title. They are a blur. Either my big screen HD TV, which is so fabulous, is not very good, or they're really fast, because they are literally a blur. Jeremy Lin, after the game, had the most incredible quote. I've never played in a game where it was so hard to dribble. Where it was so hard to dribble. It's an incredible, incredible comment. But that's who they are. It is truly unbelievable. So they were great. Wade doesn't look entirely right to me, frankly, but he's still really super. And, you know, on Jeremy Lin, this kind of goes into the Carlos Boozer, second-round draft pick, Paul Millsap, second-round draft pick, a lot of those kind of things. There's always something that I think is important to remember. The scouts were right. Now, there's only one circumstance where this doesn't play, and this may play on Jeremy Lin. When the scouts overlook someone, they're right about what the player can't do, almost always. If we really go back, why was Millsap a second-round draft pick? They're absolutely right. What they're wrong on is what he can do. Okay? So there were reasons why Jeremy Lin was overlooked and not drafted, and those reasons are probably still and forever always going to be flaws in his game. What they misjudge is how well he can do the things he does well, or how some other elements in him. So just realize that. Now, with that caveat, here's where this falls apart. Prejudice. And I can think of three things recently, not racism, prejudice. Three things where this is the case recently. There was a prejudice against high school players, and so Garnett and Kobe ended up going much lower. Jermaine O'Neal ended up going much lower than he probably should have in the first generation of high school players, and then that disappeared. There was a prejudice against European players, despite Arvydas Sabonis and Dragan Petrovic, and so guys like Tony Parker and Manu Ginobili and Dirk Nowitzki got drafted much lower than they probably would have otherwise. So there's the Chinese factor, Taiwanese factor, with Jeremy Lin that could overshadow that general rule. I'm going to post something up later today in regards to the Jazz, in regards to the post play. What I've discovered and what's pretty incredible is the slump that Paul Millsap is in is mammoth. On post plays, Paul Millsap is 1 for his last 15 shooting. Has one field goal on plays where we've gone to him in the post. And think about it, we go to him in the post just as back to the basket post play a lot. He has one field goal in his last 15 post. Actually, he has one field goal in his last 19 times he's used the possession. 4 times he's been fouled. He's hit 1 of 15. He's hit one field goal since February 7th against Indiana. Pretty stunning. Paul, and the thing is, the players are being defended by our Patrick Patterson, Matt Bonner, Trevor Booker, Gustafon Ion, Dante Cunningham. They're not. The idea that the best defenders are suddenly guarding him is not accurate. Favors had made some progress. I was trying to see what kind of progress. Favors had 75 post plays this year. I broke it up into 5 groups of 15. The first 15 he made 4. The second 15 he made 6. The next 15 he made 7. The next 15 he made 8. And then all of a sudden he just made 5 his last 15. So the progress was going, and then it fell off. Cantor started the year 4 of 20 in the post. He's now 9 of his last 20. I'll post all this for you. I don't think that Tyrone can do it, but I wonder if Tyrone comes out of All-Star break and says, he's not going to do this. I'll tell you right now, he's not going to do this. And he probably can't do it. You know what? I'm going back to where I started the year, and our rotation is going to be Harris with Raja and Hayward and Jefferson and Favors, and our bench unit is going to rip. Our bench unit is now going to be Watson, Burks, Howard, Millsap, and Cantor. And I think there's an argument that that's what could be best for the team, but that's not going to happen. It's easy for us to sit around here and move pieces like that, but I don't think it's something he can realistically do. It might be the best thing he can do, but it's hard to do that. All right, final thought for you in my short edition. I just think this is interesting. The Deron Williams situation in New Jersey is heated up, and basically Deron's made it very clear he's not staying in New Jersey unless they get Dwight Howard. Well, if you are the New Jersey Nets and you have between now and March 15th, the question is suddenly, do you believe you're really getting Dwight Howard? And if you don't, do you trade Deron Williams before the deadline? Pretty interesting, because it sounds like there's a chance Dwight Howard goes all the way to free agency. Dallas is really lining up to go get Deron Williams. They need to move Sean Marion, then they can probably go get both Dwight Howard and Deron Williams to be coupled with Dirk Nowitzki for the last part of his career. New Jersey obviously is trying. The Lakers are trying to get Dwight Howard. I don't know what you do if you're New Jersey. You are certainly in deep with Deron for the deal you made, but it'll be curious to see if Deron ends up on his third team here pretty soon. All right, that is tip-off. Have a good one.